Hello everyone, Lytro Storm here, and today we're going to be back to continue What If Goku Never Hit His Head. This is part 4, so if you haven't already seen the first 3, they'll be linked in the description and comments section, as well as probably the little iCard if I manage to do it. But as a brief recap of the last part, basically Raditz managed to use Kakarot's need of wanting to understand his heritage against him. This led to him joining his brother in training, with all the Z fighters doing so as well. Over that time, the brothers bonded, and Kakarot had actually surpassed Kami, who was now able to improve the Dragon Balls. However, before he could then use the Dragon Balls, Vegeta and Nappa had arrived, and Raditz rejoined them, albeit with hesitation. Eventually, Yamcha, Tenshinhan, and Chaozu all died, but Raditz was unable to kill his brother, eventually fighting against Vegeta before leaving Earth, unsure of where he stands in the universe. This now leaves our heroes with only one place to go to try and bring everyone back: Namek. And that's what we'll be covering today. But first, only a small portion of my viewers are subscribed, so if you enjoy the video, please do so, as well as giving it a like, so that way you could see future content. As always, join my Discord and follow me on Twitter. Links in the description. Okay, so our remaining 4, Kakarot, Piccolo, Kami, and Krillin, now have to find a way to get to Namek. Luckily though, Kami has an easy way: his ship. Bulma takes a bit to fix it up, but it eventually works out. There would be no gravity chamber here, because nobody has trained on King Kai's in this timeline. However, speaking of King Kai's though, the deceased Earthlings are now on Snake Way, running through it a lot faster than in canon due to their improved strength. So our 4 in the living world would be image training on their way to Namek and would grow much stronger. Upon arrival, everything would go about the same. However, they would likely step in quicker when Frieza's men attack the village. This would lead to Mori surviving a little bit longer, while the 4 try to beat Dodoria and Zarbon. Together, they do prove a match for them, but they were a lot weaker separately. This led to Moro sacrificing his life, and them escaping with Dende using a solar flare. Vegeta would also be on Namek, not only partnered up with Qui, but also Raditz. Yes, Raditz is here. The reasoning behind it is because Frieza tracked his pod and sent Dodoria to go get him. Because Dodoria had a big power advantage on him, he was basically forced back into the Frieza Force, despite wanting a break from it all. Vegeta would then be stuck with 2 people that he didn't like. However, Raditz may prove useful to him for a little bit longer. He unexpectedly begins a fight with Qui, and Raditz asks him why. Vegeta would say that he wasn't going to continue serving Frieza, and that he wanted the Dragon Balls for himself. He then flexed on Qui before killing him a bit faster than he did in canon. He would fly to Raditz, saying that he knows that they don't like each other, but if either of them want a way out of the Frieza Force, they've got to band together. They are Saiyans who have fought together for years, and for now they should be able to ignore what happened on Earth if they want to survive. Raditz would reluctantly agree, knowing that the gap between them was huge, and also, yeah, he wants to survive. The 2 would band together, though Raditz would refrain from attacking the Namekian villages like Vegeta does. They would eventually come across Dodoria, and Vegeta would get answers about Planet Vegeta's destruction before then killing him. Next would be Zarbon, who would beat both of them in his true form. He would then take the 2 back to the ship and let them heal. Meanwhile, our group would split up to find the Dragon Balls, and would also get their potentials unlocked by Guru. Back to Vegeta though, he would finish healing and unlock Raditz as well, leading to the 2 of them tossing all the Dragon Balls out and distracting Frieza together. Zarbon would attack once more, but Vegeta would kill him as well. Eventually, the 2 would go to Guru's, where our team is shocked to see Raditz working with Vegeta. The prince exclaims that they're here for the Dragon Balls, while Raditz quickly says that he isn't on Vegeta's side, he's just trying to live. However, that's when they all begin sensing 5 strong energies. Both Vegeta and Raditz yell at the same time, "The Ginyu Force." They then show up, with Ginyu taking everyone's Dragon Balls and heading back to Frieza. For the time being, our group must now face off against them. Krillin would take Goldo and would beat him easily. He's far faster, so he can knock him out as soon as he takes a breath. Raccoon would then choose to take on Vegeta and Raditz. Since both of them were traitors, he figured that he'd beat them both at the same time. The 2 are then once again forced to work together, but this time in combat, which doesn't go very well. In the end, both of them are beaten down before Kakarot steps in and one-shots Raccoon, giving both Vegeta and Raditz a Senzu Bean. Of course, everyone wouldn't want Vegeta to get one, but Kakarot still wants his rematch, and plus, if they're going against Frieza, they just might need him. The two would now be the strongest, with Vegeta going after Ginyu. Meanwhile, Piccolo and Kami would do a 2v2 against Jason Birder. Neither of the remaining Ginyu Force would be spared though. Ginyu and Vegeta would then face off, with Ginyu wanting his body, sensing that he is very strong. However, our team would show up just when he's doing that, leading to Vegeta dodging and Kakarot getting swapped instead. Vegeta would easily beat Ginyu once more, and he would try to swap it once again with Vegeta. Luckily, Kakarot is just in time and gets his body back. Raditz then unleashes a double Sunday onto him as he tries to swap once again. Raditz then unleashes a double Sunday onto him as soon as he tries to swap once more. So no frog this time, just Ginyu's death. Kami would then heal Kakarot, and he would be around Frieza's first form in terms of power. Couple that with his unlock from Guru still giving him an increase, and he is going up fast. Piccolo would then sense Nail fighting Frieza, and would head toward him along with Kami. Kakarot wants to join them and go, but they convince them that they've got it and that he should help with Purunga and the wishes. Dende then summons Purunga, and they then wish back Chaozu along with Tenshinhan, since they wanted to come back together. This leaves one wish left, which they'll save for later. Also, now Yamcha has to spend the majority of the training with King Kai alone, but that may not be a negative. Cutting back to Nail vs Frieza, when the two Namekians arrive, Nail would tell them to go. However, they would not oblige. Instead, they would attempt to help. Unfortunately, even the three of them together wouldn't even be close to enough. This would lead to Nail being close to death and giving up his life to Piccolo. Piccolo, after fusing with Nail, will then grow much stronger. By this point, he is stronger than he was in canon, and will actually surpass that once the Guru boost is finished. Speaking of Guru, seeing Nail's death, he would now die. Piccolo would begin bodying Frieza, eventually forcing him to transform. This would be when the rest of the group would show up. Unfortunately for Frieza though, even his second form isn't enough, and so he has to transform once again. There, the fight would seem a little bit more even, however Piccolo clearly had the edge and was once again still growing. Frieza, recognizing his growing power, would then switch into his final form, which begins equaling out with Piccolo once more. However, this time, he would grow even stronger than that. Kakarot would see his friend in danger and would actually charge in to help, shooting a Kamehameha at Frieza. This would blast him away, and he would make sure that his friend is alright. So now the two would begin working together, however Frieza would just amp his power up a little bit more, bodying both of them. By this point, everyone's potential unlocked has reached their maximum, and Piccolo is now the strongest there. But once again, it still isn't enough. As the two teamed up, Vegeta and Raditz both begged to be blasted and healed, as they wanted to be able to do something. Krillin and Kami would reluctantly agree, leading to both Kami and Dende healing them after. However, the two Saiyans were still weaker than even Kakarot. As they swapped out with both Kakarot and Piccolo, Kami and Dende would be trying to heal them instead. Unfortunately though, Frieza blitzed both Saiyans and blasted both Namekians. This caused Dende to die, and Kami to fall to the ground. His life began to drain away, but luckily Krillin fed Kakarot a Senzu Bean. That was their only one left. As Kami began to die, Frieza shot Vegeta through the heart. Kakarot saw that his brother Raditz was going to be the next target and charged in to save him. Krillin then watched as Kami struggled to move his hand onto Piccolo. And that is where I have to leave you for this part of What If Goku Never Hit His Head. I am honestly very proud of this episode, and I think it's really good. And I can't wait to hear your guys' opinions on both this video and the end of the Frieza arc. That will be the story for the next episode, but for now, I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to subscribe as well as like the video to let me know if you want to see the series continue. But anyway, with that being said, I'm going to end it right here so that I can start recording the next part. But as always, tell me if you like this part, tell me what you think will happen next, comment your requests for future videos, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, have a great day.